What is up, guys? It's TimeForDillon back at it again with another crypto video. What is up, guys? It's TimeForDillon back at it again with another programming tutorial. Thank you guys for tuning in. If you guys are new here, we are teaching you guys how to program in Python using, of course, everyone's favorite, ChatGPT. So if you guys have been following along, we already did the beginner series. We completed that, and now we're on the second lesson of this intermediate series. So in the last video, we covered collection types, right? Talked all about collections. We're getting more in depth with the different data types and data structures that exist in Python. Very cool. In today's lesson, what we're going to do is talk about functional programming. Now, if you guys know anything about functional programming, it is totally different from what we have been talking about so far. So far, right, all the programming languages that we know, right, C++, Java, right, even Python, all this stuff, making functions, changing data types and all that fun stuff, that's called imperative programming. And all of that deals with changing the value of data. With functional programming, however, all of the data in functional programming is immutable. It cannot be changed. So it's totally different the way that we tackle problems. Instead of changing something, we have to set it to something else. So total different way of thinking about it. It's very mathematically based. So the functions are just like functions in mathematics. So, you know, one for one, basically. One thing goes in, it gets one exact output, right? And basically, it's just a different way of thinking about things. And if you're a Cardano lover like me, Cardano was built off of the programming language called Haskell, which is a functional programming language. So super cool. This will definitely be an interesting topic for you guys. If learning how to code on the Cardano blockchain is something you're interested in, make sure you guys pay especially close attention to the lesson today. And then after we do this lesson, of course, instead of showing you guys some new implementation in the code, since I don't even think we can really implement any of this stuff in our Hello Blockchain program, the one that we have been building, right? Instead of doing that, what we're going to do is just show you guys how to use GitHub. But showing you guys this program, just in case you're brand new, basically this program we have been building since we very first started. We started with just basically a hello world, but our spin, Hello Blockchain. And now we're taking input, you know, spitting out information, changing data. We even have a randomly generated seed phrase that's attached to the objects of our class. We even have class implementation, so we're already a couple steps ahead, because if you guys saw in this lesson that we're doing on Solo Learn, the very next lesson is actually object-oriented programming, which is classes, essentially. We're going to get way more in-depth. It's going to be a lot of fun. This program, just so you guys can see, takes in a name, so we'll put Charles. He has a lot of ADA. Dylan. I only have 10 ADA, boom, and then it outputs all this stuff. Outputs how much Charles has, his seed phrase, randomly generated, tells you how much ADA I have, my randomly generated seed phrase, and then tells you how much ADA we would each have if we were to stake for 1 year at 5% APY. Just, you know, just practicing what we've been learning, trying to implement it into simple things. And then at the end, Charles has more ADA than Dylan. So very simple program. We've been working on this for quite some time. There's a lot more that I want to implement into this program. Like I've been saying, what I want to implement is some type of methodology that allows us to send ADA from one wallet to another, and a verification system where in order to do that, you know, I would have to put, you know, like right here, Charles seed phrase. Charles would have to put in, you know, seed phrase word number 1, whatever this one is, and whatever this one is, right? You have to put in those words. If they match, then it will process the transaction, right? We have to do something like that. And then, of course, you know, I want to show you guys how to use GitHub, because GitHub is such an important website, especially if you're wanting to be a computer programmer, right? If you want to be a professional computer programmer, you're probably going to end up working for a company that uses GitHub, stores all their code on GitHub. And that's basically what it is. It's a place that allows you to upload store, source, and make comments, updates to code on multiple devices without having a headache. So that's really the big deal with GitHub, and everyone uses it. So it's important for us to learn how to use it if we are expecting to get a computer programming job in the future. So that's why I kind of already started. I made my own repository called Hello Blockchain, and I put all the stuff that we have been working on so far into this repository. But of course, I'm going to show you guys how to do it yourselves, just in case you wanted to do it. So we got a lot to talk about in today's video, so make sure you guys stay tuned until the end so you don't miss out on any of this important information. Just like last time, we're going to do a very quick run through this tutorial, right? I'm going to fast forward, just press pause, meet back up with me at the end, and then I'll show you guys how to use GitHub. Or just fast forward, watch how I use GitHub, and then do it all at your own time, whatever. Tune back in for the next lesson. Before we get started though, let's check the price. Bitcoin at 26.5, Ethereum at 17.3, ADA, where's it at? 26 cents. Things looking interesting. I will say that we had no interest rate hike. I will say that. That's interesting. We also have BlackRock saying that they're starting to accumulate Bitcoin for a Bitcoin ETF in the face of all this uncertainty with the SEC coming after Binance, Coinbase, and labeling a bunch of cryptos as unregistered securities. This is big time. What's going on in the crypto space? I will be very interested to see what's going to happen once these rate hikes finally do conclude after the next 2 or next 50 basis points, right? It might be in 1, who knows? But we'll see what happens. I'm very interested. But anyway, let's go ahead and jump into the lesson. As you guys can see, I already started, so I did the introduction, but just meet back up with me at the end. Let's get it. Alrighty guys, there we go. We just finished up the second lesson, functional programming. We went over quite a lot of information, and I do think that we can actually implement some of this in our function. However, let's go ahead and save that for the next video, because what I want to do now is show you guys how to go ahead and use GitHub. So I told you guys that I had already actually went on GitHub and created a repository and went ahead and uploaded our code, but I'm just going to go ahead and do it again. So basically GitHub is used all over the world for code management, right? You put your code on this website, you're able to share code between users. Like, for example, I had 2 projects in school. This was one of the projects right here, and there was 4 of us that worked on this project, and we were all able to upload all of this different code right here. See, me, one, and 2 of my other buddies, we were all able to upload all this code. Some of, I worked on some of it. One of the other guys worked on, another portion of it, and, so on and so forth. But we were all able to work on this project individually on our own devices at our own houses, right? And then when we made updates, we just upload it directly to this website. So that's basically the use case for GitHub. It's a repository, so you're able to store your code. Basically, once you create an account, you come to the home page right here. You just come up here and you click new, right? You go ahead and name your repository. So this one, we'll just call it a test. Boom, a description. Example for video. You can do public or private. Some of them I leave private, some of them I leave public. It depends on you. Private ones, obviously, if you're trying to that's your private project, you want to sell that code in the future, leave it private. You can add a README file, and all this other stuff. So create repository. Okay, and then from here, what we do is we just upload an existing file. Boom, choose your files. And then you just navigate to where your files are located. Mine happen to be, where is it? In Python, and then hello blockchain. We have everything right here. Bing, bing. I guess we only need these. Blump, open. Bingo, bango. Commit changes, and there we go. And now, as you guys can see, I have my code right here uploaded on this website. And if you click on it, it will actually give you a quick little preview of the code right here directly on GitHub. Very cool. And don't quote me, but I'm pretty sure you can actually update the code directly from GitHub itself. I'm not entirely certain, but I don't know. I think you can do it. Pretty cool though. And I'm sure you guys know, Bitcoin's code is living on GitHub. So you're actually able to go locate Bitcoin's actual code and deal with it here. It's very cool, very cool. But that's really all I have for you guys today. I just wanted to show you guys basically the second lesson in Solo Learn, right? How to deal with functional programming. In the next lesson, I'm very excited. We're going to talk about object-oriented programming. And then we'll finally be able to upgrade our very own, Hello Blockchain program to the next level, take it to the next level, where we will actually be able to implement functionality to process transactions and stuff like that. Fun stuff. I'm super excited. But thank you guys for tuning in. I really appreciate all the support. If you guys made it this far, you guys are awesome. Smash that like button, drop a comment down below, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. You guys have a beautiful night, beautiful day, wherever you guys are. Dylan is out.